Maybe what I should do.
Here, I'm cutting this short. You want full throttle, you got it, pal.
But Logan, if you do that, then...
Just do as I say.
Have you had enough yet?
He's lost in some kind of berserker rage, and now he can't feel the pain anymore. Come on, you little freak!
What's going on, guys? Happy Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Out of the Box with a double unboxing tonight, which is exciting to see. We're going to, celebrate some Wolverine. Berserker Wolverine. Sideshow's Berserker Wolverine. I got D-Rock here tonight. What's going on, D-Rock?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I appreciate you doing the unboxing. And we got Leo as well. Leo, what's going on, man?
What's going on, John? I know it's been a while, but it's good to be back.
Good to see you. Hope everything's doing
Yeah, good
well.
to see you too, man.
Yeah, man. Excited to see this one. I've seen some photos online, and it's a beast of a piece. It's a big one, that's for sure. So far in the chat, we got Luke stopping by. What's going on, Luke? Great to see you. We got Jeff in the house. What's going on, Jeff? And Theo. Good to see you, Theo. As well as Random. Hope you guys are doing well. We got Michael stopping by. Happy Wednesday, man. Hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, this is a pretty cool Wolverine. It's a beast of a piece, and I'm excited to see it. Pretty quick turnaround for a lot of collectors, depending where you ordered from. But yeah, if you guys want to take it away, whenever you're ready, man.
Okay. So just go ahead and do it at the same time?
Yeah, you guys do it at the same time.
All right.
I'll play around with the camera work, and we'll take it like that. If anybody if anyone in the chat wants to join the show, let me know. Send you a link. Nice box art.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice box, although my outer box was kind of banged out, so hopefully there's no issues. So.
Damn, it's gonna be a big Wolverine, man.
Yeah.
What's going on, Figure Kong? Good to see you, buddy. Jeez. Random's asking, is there an update on Slifer's Deathstroke? Not yet. I haven't talked to Slifer in a couple days. He's been busy with work, but I'll get you an update. We'll see if we can do a hangout on Saturday, a lounge, get an update. So we got the straps, which are nice.
Mm-hmm.
D-Rock doesn't have a mic where he's at, so we'll be talking to Leo, showing some of D-Rock unboxing. I thought today was Tuesday. It's freaking Wednesday. Time is flying. We have a foot. Figure Kong saying, just got the Sideshow PF, the Venom by Martine. Thursday for Theo. Congrats, Figure Kong. Is that the last one that was made with the green base? The sewage base? Congrats, man. How's it going, Leo? Good so far? There you go. Grand reveal.
Yeah.
There you
Looks
go.
like everything should be okay.
We got D-Rock with the base out. That's a pretty big base, man. Damn. It's 1,500. So he got edition size 810 or 910? 910 out of 1,500. 910 out of 1,500. Nice.
Let's see what I got.
It's a beefy one.
Yeah. Looks like it's 954.
Okay. Not too far off. Light base, eh?
Yeah. It's not that bad. Looks nice already.
Awesome. What's going on, Gamoya? Great to see you, man. Happy Wednesday.
I'll try to get my headphones to hook up to the phone so I can actually talk.
Sure, yeah. Whatever works.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, so this will be my actual second collectible statue ever. The first one I got was Exum Studios Soundwave,
Okay.
and this is my second one. So still
Awesome.
fairly new to the game, but so far loving it.
Heck yeah. I
Let me
can.
see.
You're muted. Hold on, let me see. You're muted there. I can't unmute you from the other cam.
Talking about me?
No, I'm talking about D-Rock.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Perfect. You're beautiful. Yeah.
Cool. Get my camera back in place.
Man, it's got some heft to it.
What a beast, man.
Let's see.
There we go.
Theo is saying, when was the last time you guys bought a TV? I just bought a decent one. The LG G5. Damn tech ain't cheap. Yeah, oh, it's pricey, man. I thought statues were expensive. Exactly. Good to see you, Gamoya.
I'm guessing
on?
this is the back. The base is like really light.
Really light? Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you can tell it's a big base, but look, it's like nothing. It's like super light. I thought it was gonna be really heavy.
Good for shipping. Michael said,
Yeah, I bet all the weight's in him. Yeah.
Yeah, the body's pretty heavy.
is that Michael's asking, is that a half scale? It's supposed to be between. Sorry, is that third scale? It's supposed to be between third and half, from what I believe. It was undisclosed.
Yeah, I think it
was a non-scale.
I think it's in between because he looks bigger than third to me.
It was a
Yeah, he's
non-scale.
big, man.
Yeah, he's big, and he's leaned over, and he's still huge.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually happy I
Oh yeah, man.
waited to get this guy because I was actually thinking about getting the other Sideshow Wolverine with the claws out where he's lunging.
Yeah.
The older one.
Oh, this one's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is let me see.
For that price point too. The paint on his costume's a lot more it's not as strong as the yellow, and it looks kind of dirty, like he's been in a battle.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Beautiful portrait, Leo. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, a lot larger than expected for sure.
Get off. Oh yeah, the teeth and the eyes on this are really, really good. If you guys can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the gloss, the Sideshow's gotten really good at doing teeth and gums.
Yeah, they look really good. Oh wow.
Yeah.
This gave you one portrait?
Yeah.
Just one, yeah.
Oh wow.
Look how big that is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these claws are huge.
That's crazy. Diecast, right? Or sculpted?
I think
What?
sculpted.
Sculpted? Okay. That's cool. Luke saying,
I mean,
reminds me of the old Sam Keith Wolverine art. I think he drew Wolverine back in the 80s.
yeah, a little bit. His would be more dramatic. I mean, they've got the like dirtiness and texturing like down pat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I agree with D-Rock.
It looks,
It looks
real
really
good on the gloves, on the shoulder pads, all this stuff in here on the leg. It's like really, really good. Let me see if I can get some more light. It didn't really help
Yeah.
much. No, I can back him up. Easy unboxing too, not like a struggle or anything.
Very straightforward.
Yeah, real straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a really good job by Sideshow, especially that around that price point was really good.
Yeah. See if I can get a better close up.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
So you can actually see like the detail in the glove.
Let me see if I can bring it into.
And
And
the
then I just
dirt.
got 1 second, Leo. I have D-Rock showing the close up, and then I'll grab you.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks the details in the arms.
And then like the
the
texture
suit.
on the costume
Actual suit.
versus like the leather. I guess that's supposed to almost look like leather versus a weave. Look at that. It's pretty good. It's really good actually. See if I get
Yeah,
the face
I'm
really
impressed.
well.
I'm impressed with how this
Look
turned
at his
out.
teeth, man. Yeah,
Really good.
Yeah, I love
it's,
it.
it's really well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think to me this is all. Like I said, although I'm new to the statue game, unlike you veterans right there, but I don't know. I think this might be the best Wolverine ever, from my perspective.
Yeah, it's
think
really
just the
it's really well
detail.
done.
The size, and I think I know D-Rock has the LBS Hulk. This will be beautiful, like right next to that baby too.
Are you able to
Yeah.
pull it in a little closer, Leo?
Yeah. Let me.
No, or the camera. You could if you can move
Oh,
the camera
okay.
because
Yeah,
the phone,
okay.
just in case. I don't know. We don't have insurance here, you know.
But yeah, everything looks extremely well. All the detail, just everything. The nicks in his pads or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just even like the sculpted hair, the griminess. Yeah, it looks.
It's well sculpted, well done.
hmm Yeah, I think this is a steal for $850, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is going to be a potential grail in the future. You know, because it looks crazy.
Did they slap an ES on this?
1500.
15? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we just saw it. The 1500. Yeah.
It was pretty high ES for lately.
The turnaround time was fairly quick. Direct. from
Yeah, I mean
Sideshow.
Sideshow's been really good at that anyway, so
Yeah.
it's kind of their bread and butter is getting them out quickly.
Awesome. Thank you, Leo.
I got the
There's a
light up on too.
Light up base. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't know
that's
if
right.
you can
I
see
forgot
it
that.
good or not.
I gotta do that.
Yeah, light up the light up in real life is really good and bright. See if I can if the camera catches it or not.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's a lot brighter in real life than on the camera. I can tell you that. Yeah, in person it's a lot better.
Yeah.
my camera's like really dumbing the colors down too. I can tell it's like flattening everything. They also give you like this cord's like 8 feet or longer.
Extremely long.
Maybe. Yeah, it's extremely long cord, so pretty cool.
Very good.
Yeah, really good piece. Simple, but also like just really well done. They really paid attention to the paint. And the...
You're happy with it overall.
Oh yeah, yeah. It makes me want to get my my Logan back
Oh yeah.
from
Wow.
Sideshow. That I
It
saw.
looks really bright red.
Yeah, it's bright. The camera doesn't do
Yeah.
it justice. It's really bright.
What's going on,
Yeah, it's
Santino?
really bright.
Good to see
I
you.
can flash it.
It's a good night light in the bedroom. Red.
Let's see.
on,
I know I got
Cypher?
those blinds though.
Happy Wednesday, guys.
I wish they'd still do like the sharp hard claws. I understand why they don't, but otherwise it's really well done.
Oh yeah, that light up's crazy.
Yeah, it's really good.
Gamoy's asking, is that Danger Room floor?
Hard to
I don't
tell.
know.
They don't have enough information on that for you to be able to tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's
Could be.
definitely bright.
Let me check the Sideshow marketing. If they said
Could be
anything.
could be Danger Room. It could be really anywhere where they fight in metal areas.
Yeah, it's really bright though.
Yeah. It's a good piece. Really good piece.
Heck yeah. Let me see the.
I actually was surprised. I'm surprised. What do you think about the yellow tone?
Kind of like it's more of a like a mustard tone, I guess, or
Yeah, it's more of like it's like a dirty yellow, like a real
Like
more
a
realistic
goldish color?
Yeah, it's not like bright yellow. So
Mhm.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I looked at promotional stuff, like a long time, and so I just couldn't
think-
remember. But the colors are almost like more realistic colors, which you would see if it was like a movie or something. But it really makes that part of him pop. Like
yeah.
it makes
No,
the
I
the
like
dirtiness and the shading and stuff look more realistic. I think because the color's not so much brighter than the dirt and stuff.
Yeah, no, I think it was perfect coloring.
Yeah, it's a really good piece. In person, I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice with all the detail in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. This is
Doesn't say on
definitely
Doesn't say on the site.
oh for the base.
Yeah. I'll come here for a second and
Yeah, I'm just using my portable charger too to display the
light it up.
base. But
let's go here for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, it's a good piece. I would say it's closer to half scale than third, if you want to be honest.
Okay.
Because he's hunched over. If he was standing fully straight up, he'd be like this tall.
830.
He'd be almost 2 feet.
yeah.
To get 830 with a light up for this,
Yeah.
compared
Yeah.
to some of the releases we're seeing right now, that's wild.
Yeah, I think it's a steal, personally.
Yeah.
Artists
Definitely
on
good
this
price.
artists on this piece is Raphael Phillips on sculpt, Richard Luong on design, and Casey Love on the paint. Heck yeah.
And all the pieces too, they win and flush. I don't really see any like seam lines. I don't know if you can see any on your end, D-Rock.
The only one I really noticed is the one on the left arm, where his forearm meets his bicep, but it's also not an angle you're going to look at very often because it's kind of in the back. It actually is in the back. So I can show it to you real quick.
Santino's saying it looks more 1/3 in person.
Yeah, he's big.
Oh, he's
I
here.
think if I had my Soundwave X-Men Studios next to him, I think he'll be almost about the same size.
I'll tell you what. Let me grab my Frankenstein's monster. I'll put it next to it. You tell me.
That's 1/5, right?
Yeah, but he's an 8 foot tall character, so he's close to like
Yeah.
actual like 1/4 kind of standard size. for statues because he's a big 1/5.
Yeah, no, it's it definitely exceeded my expectations. Yeah, I'm glad that I got it, and like I said, I think it's the best Wolverine I've ever seen.
Being new to the statue game, how are you liking it so far?
I like it a lot. I think with everything going on though recently, with all the holdups, let's say with XM Studios, the tariffs now going on, and the price of like shipping, I think it's kind of made me realize that instead of me buying like multiple pieces, just to be more specific now and be more picky, because I don't want to have like everything just like piled up in a certain room or the loft area or whatever. I kind of want things to flow within my house. So I think that allowed me time just to kind of really figure out like how I'm going to go ahead and do my collection. And yeah, just go for only pieces that I'm going to keep basically forever. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, he's hunched over, so height wise, but
Yeah,
yeah,
because that Frankenstein,
probably
the
close to
Frankenstein's
1/3.
monster and him, their feet are like on the same level.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's almost standing straight up. Wolverine's bending way over.
Whatever
like
you
half.
do, don't move your camera now because now it's clear. It's perfect right
Very
now.
cool. I won't touch it. I was just gonna. You can you mute my mic on this one?
You want me to
Or you
mute
can't
it?
do it.
I can mute it. Yeah.
Yeah, mute my mic. I'm gonna go back to my other.
Oh, okay, perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think it's closer to 1/3. I agree with you guys, Santino. Come on, I think so.
Yeah, it's big. It's really big.
I pulled up Raphael's art station because you guys know we always like to pull up the art station here. I love this shot. It's a pretty cool shot. Him in the middle, Logan, and the classic Sideshow on the right.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah, the one still on the right I still like, but I just think this one, it knocks everything out the park.
That Logan is nice too. Damn.
And then the claws too, they look really like metallic-y, so they look realistic as well.
Yeah.
Not like too dull or too like shiny or whatever, reflective. Has like a right shimmer.
19 inches by 17 inches and 20 inches deep.
Yeah, I think they have my tape measure. Let me see.
Yeah, this went up for order April of last year, so it came out pretty quickly. All things considered, people were receiving it fairly early. They don't have they don't have any renders right now. Now it's just the Sideshow photos. So
I'm curious to see how this will be like side to side compared to the LBS one coming out, like size wise and whatnot. I think that one's a lot smaller though.
I think it'll be a bit smaller, but I think it'll pair better with the LBS Hall, right? The intention there.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing with it is the bases will be a lot different. Oh, there you go. We got another one. I can't hear you. Let me see if I can unmute you. If you're speaking to you, Rock. Yeah.
No.
The camera's a bit blurry though. Can't see it too well. Jose, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday, man.
Blurry?
Yeah, it's out of focus.
Wonder why. Why it won't focus.
They're a little bit better there now. Yeah. As long as you don't move it.
I mean, look how small the quarter is.
Yeah.
Compared.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's huge.
And there's your head sculpt difference.
That's crazy.
So D-Rock, what do you think in regards to like all your Wolverines that you own and stuff or have owned? How does this guy match up from your perspective? Like a top 3?
I'd say top 2.
Top two, yeah.
I like that Logan's still really, really good, even though he's not in costume.
Mm-hmm.
So probably this one and then the Logan for me from Sideshow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm happy, like I said, that I got it. So awesome piece.
Yeah, I'm like really picky about my face here, like the shape of Logan's face.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And on some of the statues, they just don't get it right to me as far as the face sculpt. I always really like that. I think it's XM that did the one where he's jumping off the like roof in Japan. He's got the brown suit, but I don't like the portrait, the face part of it. So that's why I've never got it. But yeah,
No, what do you
this
think
one gets
about
it.
his
This one gets it
face?
perfectly correct. Is what I'm trying to. The point I'm trying to make is this one gets it perfect for me. That's the best face sculpt I've seen of Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, Santino sent me a photo of a half scale he has. I think this is closer to 1/3, just the head size on the half compared to this.
Yeah, it's
Casey
big.
Love, when Casey Love originally made the post marketing this, he said it was 1/3. They kind of, I don't know, Sideshow just didn't pay any attention to it. But yeah, originally the saying was 1/3. So either way, it's a beast of a piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping too they do more. I guess like bigger characters, kind of like this from other potential, characters coming down along the line. Just looks, I don't know, it definitely stands out, especially if you have. Obviously, I don't have a lot of pieces, but even if I had a couple more, I think this guy will kind of also draw the attention, just the way that it looks.
Dilber's in the house. What's going on, Dilber? Bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, thanks, Dilbert, for the hookup, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, you got yours. Oh, sorry, D-Rocks. Hold on. Oh,
Yeah,
you
I got
yours
mine from Dilber.
too. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Can you guys hear me? I can't hear anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I can
good.
hear you.
You're
Yeah.
good,
Let me reconnect
I know
my headphones.
D-Rock got his, so you got it too. That's good. Glad to see everything arrived safely.
Yeah, all my pieces so far, although it's just two, I got all of them from Dilbert. So much respect, Dilbert.
Awesome. Anything else in the pipeline for you, Leo?
Well,
You're eyeing slow and steady.
well, yeah, I already pre-ordered back, when the Beast Wars XM came out, both Megatron and Optimus or Optimus Primal,
Mm-hmm.
and then I also purchased or PO'd Galvatron, and I think that's it so far. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to be more picky in regards to instead of trying to buy, which I thought initially, maybe try to get every XM Transformer, but
I can't catch you on the camera. I'm not catching you on the camera.
oh, sorry.
No worries.
Dang.
No, I was saying
You're good. You're good, Dira.
I was considering maybe trying to get every XM Studios Transformer, but like I said, when I kind of thought about things with the slowdown, with the shipping, with the tariffs, with the delays, it just made me realize like I don't really need every single piece. Just be more selective on what I want, and I'm kind of content with that.
If you ever wanted to, though, there's no, you're slow and steady. You don't have to go crazy.
Yeah.
That's a big endeavor.
Mm-hmm. The thing too is in regards to the way my house is set up, if it was single story, I could probably do it, but since it's 2-story, and I have a lot of windows, like I think I've told you a while back.
Yeah.
That was like my only concern too, because I have I think 23 windows in my house, and some of them are giant size, which is why I bought the house, because I love all the natural light. But I didn't want any of my statues to potentially be weatherized over time. So
yeah,
just we'll buy only just a couple pieces that I really want, and just stick with that.
Heck yeah, nice guy. What's going on, man? Happy Wednesday.
Damn. I don't know what was going on with my camera. I didn't know it was that blurry. Was it that blurry the whole time?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Now.
I think it's working off like mobile signal instead of my Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks like it's refreshing. It's bullshit. All right.
Is the weather bad over there? Where you're at right now?
No, it's just a cell phone. It's probably working off the. I don't have great cell phone signal up here where I live in the mountains, so it's probably streaming from there instead of off the Wi-Fi like it should be.
No worries. Well, I'm happy you guys liked it. I'm happy it arrived safely, and yeah, I agree with you. I'd like to see. I mentioned it to Sideshow. I don't think it's in their plans though to continue like the legendary scale line, the larger scale, or even like this, the scale where they don't. What's it called? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind here. The where it's not labeled.
It's like no, it's not.
Yeah,
no
scale.
Non-scale. Yeah.
Non-scale. I don't mind these like this. I think this is a good size, and not everything, but I think they should do a line, non-scale line.
Yeah.
I'll say this: the face sculpt, just to come back to it, is not Sam Keith. I know that like the mask ears or whatever you want to call it coming off the mask, the points. That's kind of Sam Keithy, a little extreme, but his face is very Kubert, Adam Kubert from the 90s. It's he actually has the bigger underbite teeth instead of the canines on the top. They're smaller and the bottom ones are bigger. That's how he always drew them. In those Wolverine issues back in the 90s. So it's there's some different inspiration from different artists on this, so for sure. I like the fact also that they chose to do like the long claws and they're wide, not like close together. I like that they're getting wider as they come out and that they're really too long to retract all the way, but it still looks cool. Whenever they would do that in the comic, there were certain artists who liked to just go extreme with the size of the claws. And it always looked really good. Hubert was one of the ones that did it, so that's another one of his things. It's very much a Kubert-esque. Yeah, I mean, like I could grab an issue that looks almost identical to this. Not the mask, but the rest of it. Yeah, very close.
At this price point, I'm surprised this is still available, to be honest.
It's just it's just so many of them. It's just so many. They just made so many compared to how much stuff from Sideshow goes up to that ES nowadays. Just not much. Like 1 out of every 10 or 15 things they release maybe reaches 1,500. That's a lot for nowadays. But I mean, if you want a huge Wolverine, I mean, look at the quarter scale versus it. You want some presence in your Wolverine collection. If you need a highlight piece that kind of is the centerpiece that your other Wolverines can kind of go around it. That's other than the Weapon X. I mean, in the tube like I had. Other than that one, this is the most like standout Wolverine I've seen.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you got that custom one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like highlight wise, this thing will like draw attention immediately. Somebody walked in the room. This is the one that they would see out of. I mean, look at the two. You're not going to even look at the one on the right, even though he's in a much more dynamic jumping pose. It's just the size of this thing grabs you.
Probably could be the same thing we said about maybe like the LBS Hulk that you guys own too as well. Compared to like the other Hulks, that one just boom.
Yep. It's the same concept. It's just got that. It's just got that presence mainly because of the size and the bulk. Because they bulked him too in this, which is helping that.
Yeah, it came out really good.
How about yourself, D-Rock? Anything else in the pipeline?
I don't think anything that's coming anytime soon because I take that back. I do have the black LBS Batman, like the regular version, the Alex Ross. All ears without all the extra portraits, just the black and gray. I don't know when that'll be released, like for delivery, but I've got that one coming. Damn, I don't even know what else I have. I think I stopped pre-ordering stuff like a while back, so I really don't have a lot.
Okay.
That would be pre-ordered. If I pick stuff up, it's probably going to be aftermarket. I'll probably go back and pick Logan up because I'm going to go back and pick up the OG Hulk Sideshow again.
Look how good this looks. 'Cause I don't think you were here.
Yeah, I
for-
think
for
some of the other pieces I may consider maybe
Yeah.
getting are the 110 Iron Studios X-Men 97. Maybe
Okay.
some of those
Yeah.
characters. Because I
Mhm.
finally saw the cartoon over the past couple of weeks. It actually was really good. I didn't expect it to be as good, but yeah, really good cartoon overall.
Yeah, it was well received. Yeah.
Yeah, very nostalgic. The only thing that I would suggest that they would do is they should use the original theme song, because the theme song that they use now sounds like more monotone, like just toned down. When you compare it to the original one sounds live, it has presence. The new one, not so much.
But the story was good from what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, yeah. X-Men should be like extreme, and it was extreme. It was out there. It built up and had stakes,
Well, speaking of that,
which is
let me pull
basic
this up.
X-Men.
Let me pull this up quick because Sideshow had put up a poll in their group this week. You just reminded me about which statue they should be making next. And here are some options that they put forward. Let me pull it up here. Here we go. These numbers aren't accurate, but they put up this poll. Oh, there we go. People just love the same thing. Jubilee, Cyclops, Iceman, and Storm. Cyclops was taking the lead.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, these numbers are not accurate. But I don't know, man. They did a Storm.
When's the last time they did a Cyclops?
Yeah, I'd say Cyclops.
Let's see. You would want Cyclops?
It has to have been a long time.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think, well, obviously, too, with the cartoon now and Cyclops kind of being, the co-leader, if you will,
Mhm.
I can see why more people are leaning more towards that.
Yeah, but
didn't they just do a...
We just got a pretty good Cyclops from Iron Studios.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Right, Sideshow just did a Storm not too long ago.
And I still like the old one that they did, too. They're talking about the silver one,
Which one?
where
The
she
Storm?
has, like, a silver suit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With the
Yeah,
light up
I
base.
like that one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Cyclops was done within the last 5 years. Storm's been done too, Luke says.
That's because everybody always picks the same characters for X-Men over and over.
Hey,
I mean,
they're
if I had
asking
to,
for feedback. Not
yeah,
bad.
if I had to guess, probably, like Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm would probably be the top 3 most requested. If you put up a poll like all the X-Men.
Did they ever do a morph back in the day?
No.
Mm-mm. Wasn't that character created just for the show?
Morph?
I don't think Morph originally existed in the comics. Not that I remember.
Yeah, I'm not a comic guru like you are, but
Yeah.
at least
Well,
from
I'm
the
not
original
saying-
cartoon, I remember
Yeah.
Morph from the original one too.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm right. I could be wrong, but I just feel like they created it for the original show.
And I know he was on X-Men cards too, like series. I
No,
forgot
he-
which one, because I own all those series too as well.
He appeared in X-Men 35 in 67, August 67.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Morph would be kind of cool.
He must have appeared and never appeared again. One issue.
Yeah, that's kind of like how he was, like a no-name, character as far as I remember him.
The
anyway.
name Morph was the invention of the cartoon.
All right. I wonder if he died in that issue. Like he showed up and got killed in the same issue. Maybe.
Michael wants him to do a Juggernaut.
Yeah, Juggernaut's a big one.
That
Popular.
Juggernaut they did was pretty good.
I kind of
But
want
as far as like,
a redder version. I know brown's more original, but I always like that Juggernaut with more red in the suit, personally. I still want the classic suit, but more red instead of like rust brown, which that one they did was more rust brown.
Yeah.
I miss the X-Men era. I never got into X-Men.
Talking about the cartoon or just in general?
Anything in general, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's
I don't know.
its own world, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's kind of like what drew me in regards to like cards and comics way back in the day as a kid growing up.
X-Men.
Hmm.
I was like,
Yeah, and that cartoon was I don't know, it was a smash hit from my perspective, waking up with my siblings trying to watch it on Saturday morning, and just good times, good memories. So I'm glad they brought it back, and it seems to be doing really well.
oh yeah, and the Iron Studios line is doing well. Those are people have
Hmm.
been pretty happy with those.
You know
And
what I would like to see Sideshow do? I don't know if they've done it. Is also like a diorama, kind of like how Iron Studios has done in XM Studios, where they're like fighting the Sentinel, but multiple, characters.
Yep.
Something like that, because that's if say they can create it. Obviously, it looks good for a good price point. I honestly would probably prefer to purchase something like that instead of me buying individual characters and kind
individual,
of building my
yeah.
collection.
But do you think Iron Studios and XM have saturated that market? Where what other value will Sideshow come in and add for a diorama of that? Do something different at least, right? Like a different concept. What do you
Yeah,
think?
because like the new one that they have coming out from Iron Studios, I personally don't like the paint application
Mm.
nor the designs of the characters. They look a little, I don't know. It doesn't really look that impressive to me. Like the old one that they did like several years back, that was way better. The ones that were like maybe 2 grand or whatever it was per pop. But the new
Mhm.
one that they're doing, I just didn't like the color scheme. I didn't really care for the way that the characters were, you
Is it
know,
that cell shading they
designed.
had?
Yeah, the new
Yeah,
one's like got that weird, yeah,
but it
cell
doesn't have
shade
like
to 'em.
a weird tone or like a weird color tone though. Outside
See,
of the cell shading is fine.
the original Sentinels they did had a very animated series look.
Hmm.
Like like Wolverine and stuff. The design was closer to. It wasn't exactly the original cartoon, but it was closer to that.
Yeah.
Colors, the bright colors. I mean, Jubilee, Wolverine, Rogue, they all look like animated series versions. Beast,
Hmm.
Yeah, this
Cyclops. I
was
mean,
well
yeah,
done.
they're all the animated series like that.
Yeah,
Those
those ones are
costumes,
nice
that
right
time
there.
period. Yeah, that's the best one, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
those are nice right there.
What's going on, Johnny? Dennis, good to see you guys.
I really wish they would have done. I wish they would have just done this one Sentinel and just found a way for you to add some of the other X-Men to it instead
Hmm.
of splitting it up and you have to buy like these other ones to get other characters in.
You got to make it complete.
Yeah, it's too much. Um, I think what Sideshow should do, I think this would be a cool idea for them. Kind of follow that PCS way that they did the Turtles. Have an artist like the Type Brothers artists who can conceptualize a multi-character diorama, which could also work as a single character statue if you don't want the diorama, and just have it where the bases connect. They don't have to like lock in, but they can push together to create a scene. Basically, like those Turtles for PCS are supposed to be able to do. You're supposed to be able to recreate that artwork from the original artwork of all of them together. And I don't see why they couldn't do that and pick like 5 characters. And they don't even have to do them in quarter. Do them in fifth, so they're a little bit smaller, so it won't be as huge. You could do like an upper portion of a Sentinel, like maybe just a hand and a head coming out of the ground or something. Like they're, they've almost defeated it, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
you don't have to do this full diorama where a full Sentinel and a full
kind of build your statue
I mean,
kind of thing.
Yeah, build your statue thing where the pieces look good by themselves, but also can be pushed together because the original concept art shows, that image. So, some people could build their thing, some people can't. It depends on how much you want to spend and how much space you want to take up. And like I said, it doesn't have to be 1/10, which I think personally, after owning that Sentinel 2, I don't want to say you get bored with the piece, but The Sentinel is the thing that stands out, not the characters, because they're so small. 10 scale characters are so small that when you have basically what was like a 1/3 scale character and they're all around it, they get lost. And the detail, there's not as much detail in them and stuff too. I mean, Iron Studios is really good at doing stuff, but with the X-Men, like the ones I had, it's not like there was a ton of detail in those 1/10s. It was much kind of like this Wolverine. You can see it here. He doesn't have a ton of detail. He's not like the Wolverine we just got. Like there's not texture in that suit. That's just flat, suit and colors. And I mean, you can see it with Colossus too. Like his suit's just almost plasticky looking.
Yeah, that's why. And I agree. They kind of look like almost like action figures, no?
Yeah, they look like action figure kind of toys, which is okay if that's what you want. But for the prices they ask, for the prices they ask, like,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
well,
it's
to
hard
your
to.
point, Leo. What is this? 1005. There was this version. There was two versions. The variant is the one you don't like, that has that cell shading. So there is.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the cell shading. It's just like the way that they did it, I guess. Because if you look at the individual X-Men 97 line that they're doing, like Gambit, Rogue, and all those look nice. But the way this looks, it just looks like like D-Rock said. I don't know. They look like toys, like action figures to me versus statue.
Yeah, this one's actually a lot smaller than the other ones they did, right?
Yeah.
A lot smaller. So you're getting way less too for your almost the same amount of money, because the other ones were like $1,500 or. I mean, I got mine cheaper than that when they were doing a special, but still, it's like $1,000, and it's only what 16, 17 inches tall, which is shorter than the Wolverine we just put together.
That was like what, last year, right?
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. When they did that special, like a year and a half ago or something. Yeah.
I remember that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they would have did the characters a little bit better and not look like action figure toys, I probably would have considered it. But I just don't like the way that it looks from my perspective. I would rather just buy the action figures and use my HasLab Sentinel and create something
there
or
you
whatever.
Go. Yeah, there you go. You might that might be the better option if you like those better. I mean, if they look comparable, why not?
Yeah, the HasLab Sentinel. I don't know if any of you guys own that. That's still, in my opinion, a pretty.
Nice
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I like the. I thought the Fantastic Four ones that they just released not too long ago. I don't know if they're up for pre-order yet, but I saw on their site it was like they were promoting. They were coming out from the movie. Those look pretty good.
Let's see if they're here.
Like if you have a Galactus, like the one I have, which is like 30 something inches, they would look good with that.
Yeah, I have the Galactus HasLab. That's the only one that I have.
Yeah, because they're 10th scale, so they're going to be like, what, 7, 8, 9 inches tall at most.
These ones, right?
Yeah.
I think the thing.
Yeah, I thought they looked pretty good because I mean, like, you could tell they put more time in like the costuming and stuff on these. Because look how much texture and stuff's in the thing and the suit, versus like doing those flat suits like they'll do with the X-Men for some reason. These he's got full texture, like it just looks better.
Have you guys seen some of the previews though for the movie?
Yeah, big flipping spoiler just was shown.
So what do you think of
Don't
those?
say it though. Don't say it.
No. I'm just in regards to like the CGI. Like, don't you think it's a little too much in regards to say like to the Thing in general? Like he kind of stands out almost like a Pixar type movie. I don't know if you at least from my perspective anyway.
I like the way it looks personally. I like the way he looks in the film so far.
I think he looks he looks the most comic accurate he's ever looked as far as his like shape and his head and his eyebrows. I do think that they could have, since he's basically in a suit the whole time, the only thing they're really animating, they're animating his whole body. Let me rephrase that. The reason it looks like CGI is because his whole body is animated. They're not like using an actor in a costume and then just putting the head and the hands on. they're doing the whole thing because they're trying to make him, that size that the guy who's playing him isn't, and most people aren't.
Yeah.
But what they could have done was they could have done a suit, somebody in wearing a suit, and then like a prosthetic head like they did with the turtles that has like the motorized functions for the eyebrows and blinking and stuff. And I think it would have looked more realistic. Obviously, it wouldn't look CGI. The problem nowadays is the studios CGI over stuff anyway. So they would have went back and went over it anyway. It's like, even if they would have used a prosthetic, they would have then went back and in post, they would have went visual effects and they'd have been like, we can make this look better. We're going to spend a couple $100,000 to make him look even better. And they would screw it up because they wouldn't just allow it to just be the prosthetic like they used to. And I don't know if you guys remember, but those turtles still look good from Turtle.
Talking about the original ones?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the first movie.
Yeah.
Those costumes still look good. They still look good.
Even in part 2. And I think that's the thing too that I guess kind of irks me now in regards to newer movies. Using so much CGI, it just kind of takes away of how like back in the day they would actually create the costume, the animation, the animatronics, whatever, or find the actor that has the build and then build the suit around them.
Right.
And now
here's what's happened. I'll tell you what my perspective is, and my opinion on this is. It used to be that you had to do that because you didn't have an option. Right? There was no CGI back in that period. So like you were either doing matte paintings for things that are not there in the shot, or you were doing models, or for people you were having to do real prosthetics or real makeup or a suit like they did for the turtles, a full animatronic, people controlling the suit. Nowadays with the technology we have, they can make a full working suit that's probably controlled by one person. But they now that they've got to the point where they can just go, we'll just hand it to 100 animators or 500 animators probably are doing this thing. I mean, there's probably no telling how many people just working on. There's 10 people on each part of his body. I mean, really, there's probably somebody animating the costume, somebody animating facial expressions, or like a whole group of team. So what's happening is this: those prop houses and those like visual effects creature shops still exist. Not all of them, but there are still ones, because I've worked on some projects that have to use them because the budgets are so small. That's what you can afford. You can't afford to go in and do all the visual effects to create a creature or whatever. So it's actually cheaper to go pay them to do like a $100,000 creature for you than it would be to go, try to CGI this whole thing. They still exist, but what happens is these bigger movies won't use them, because they just already have deals with visual effects shops, and it's rinse and repeat. We already know them. We've been dealing with them for the last 10 years. Let's just use them again. Let's just keep going back to ILM. Let's just keep going back. And they all just kind of like scratch each other's back because they're getting deals from these visual effects shops too, because they're using them. They're like, oh, look, we're going to put you on all the Marvel movies. If you do a really good job on this one, you'll get the next 5. And we're going to make 5 more. We are. And so they just keep rinsing, repeating, and turning it over for probably a discounted rate or something, just to continue to give them work. And that's why they do it, because they don't want to get into a technology that they have not been using in so long. It's basically an unknown now. They've not used it in so long. It's like, it's the unknown factor. But it would look better in a lot of instances. It would look better for sure.
Today I just watched that Snow White movie. Oh my god!
Which one?
God, not the Disney one, the live action Disney.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
They call Snow Woke.
I shut it off. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't be responsible to show my kids that film.
Yeah,
I heard
those commercials keep popping up. I think on Facebook when I scroll or something from Disney, and I'm like, it looks like they've CGI'd her.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she's real.
She doesn't look like Snow White.
She doesn't look like she's real though. In the freaking,
some scenes,
Like, is it her body, her neck shape, her face shape? It just doesn't match. Like, it looks like they put a head on somebody else's body or something. It's weird. It's like it's like an unnatural thing.
What's her
uncanny
name?
valley in her face.
What's
I don't know her
name again?
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. I think she had the look of the Evil Queen. Like when the Evil Queen first appears, and her outfit comes on and that crown, and then she goes to the mirror on the wall. I thought that was great. Then she opens her mouth and the accent just fucking kills it. Like
kills it. Yeah, that's kind of her issue with every
accent
movie.
Just kills it. It's like that's the Evil Queen. But
she's a limited range. actor.
She
in
had
my
the look
opinion,
though. She definitely had the
Yeah.
look.
So-
I
Well,
shut it off.
well, here's the thing too. In that story, is the queen supposed to be prettier than Snow White, or Snow White supposed to be prettier than the queen?
She's supposed to be who's the fairest of them all.
Right,
Snow
it's
White
Snow
is
White.
supposed to have all the features. Yeah.
Right. So they just went reverse on that movie because they don't care. They don't even pay attention to their own
Yeah.
storytelling.
Well, they care. I just feel like it's where we are in the world right now. It's
No.
They got
They, when
ulterior motives?
you say they, the people working on the movie probably care, but they don't have the final say so. The producers who
Mhm.
make the final edits and go by, I'm not going to get into it, but they go by specific parameters they're given
for sure. Yeah.
by different organizations in Hollywood, which I
Of
also have
course.
to deal with. So I'm not going to name names, but they do have to follow parameters if they want to keep doing business with certain people. They will follow those parameters, and they will also edit the movie to death. They'll have a good movie. The director will be done with a movie. And this is like, let's say you had a visionary director who's known to be good, right? And certain studios out there don't care. They'll take a movie that was good, would have done well, people would have liked, and then they'll just trash it in editing. They'll wait till the director's done, he'll get his cut done, but they have final creative control because that's the contract. Most directors don't get final creative control unless you're Steven Spielberg or Christopher Nolan. I mean, you have to be a certain level director, and you have to have that in your contracts with the studio. You usually have to have a bigger producer credit in the studio to be a director that also can do that, which most of them are, by the way. They're all producers in their studios that they work for or they own, or they're a part owner in, so they're allowed to do that. Otherwise, they go in and they edit it after the fact, and they cut it to whatever.
It's out of their hands.
They go out and show it to like 200, 300 people in these focus groups, and they just change the whole movie. They'll cut the whole movie up. They'll spend another $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 just re-editing it to just chop it up, just like they did with Captain America, just like they did with the new Captain America. That's exactly what they did.
That was
they even
really
went.
bad,
They
that
even
one.
went back and shot like these really bad studio CGI, all green screen shots with Anthony Mackie for the last scene. I don't know if y'all noticed that. If you watched it, that last scene with him talking to Ross, he's just standing there with a bunch of green screen around the back of him. Like he could have been
so
like,
bad.
what could have been so bad in that final scene, what he said or whatever, that they would have needed to reshoot that in that way. It couldn't have been anything other than somebody in a focus group, or they had one set of focus group. They could have just been trolling. We didn't like that scene. Some people could just be trolling them, and they just listen. It's like,
I liked Harrison Ford.
He was the best part.
He was the
because
best part.
I mean, it was like almost his movie. When you look at screen time and line, if you look at the amount of lines, screen time, the fact that his name is so much bigger than anybody else in the movie just from history, as soon as you do that, like, it becomes not necessarily his movie, but it becomes a duel. It's Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford, like, basically getting almost the same amount of like lines, screen time, because the movie switches back and forth between them. Right? You constantly are moving between the two of them and what they're doing. So
the fact that it's really close to like that Ed Norton Hulk movie, it should have been so much better. But
dude, yeah, it's one of these things. But here's the thing that really gripes me as a Hulk fan, as a true Hulk fan who has always loved Hulk comics, collects, almost has all of the issues from the first volume. True Hulk fan here. I hate that I have to see a red Hulk act like the Hulk should act, because that last scene where he changes, and everybody knows he turns into Red Hulk. As soon as the Red Hulk stuff starts, I was like, this is Hulk. This is what he should be doing. This is how he should move. This is how he should look. Not necessarily like, I just got tired of the gorilla stuff that they were using in Avengers and stuff with Hulk. It got too far. I was like, there's no issues in the comics where he walks around with his fists on the ground. He just doesn't do that. That's not his pose. And then when you saw that Red Hulk, the way he moved, the way he stood up a little more upright, he didn't do the Hulk gorilla pose thing, was like perfect. I was like, this is what Green Hulk should be. I need my Green Hulk to act like this. He needs to be tearing through stuff. He needs to be standing upright, that kind of stuff, instead of Gorilla Hulk, which just got old for me. And then of course they just depowered him over the movies and stuff. It's like, pissed me off.
By the time they got the She-Hulk show,
She-Hulk can fly a kite. She ain't worth a shit. Not in the show.
No, I'm saying by the time we got to the She-Hulk shows, what they did to that poor Hulk character was.
Dude, I mean, as soon as they decided to do wrestling, as soon as they decided to do the wrestling squash on him in Avengers Infinity War, is that the one or Endgame?
With what?
Infinity
Thor?
War. No, with Hulk. When they decided that we're going to bring Hulk out just so Thanos can beat the shit out of him.
Oh,
and then he's not going to show up for the rest of the movie ever. Like he's just going to disappear, and then we're all going to lie and say he didn't show up because he's not scared. That's not the reason he didn't come back in. I'm like, it doesn't matter if that's the reason you wrote. Everybody's going to think that because you had him disappear, not come back and get any revenge at all in either movie, by the way, and just have him get trashed because you're trying to make you're like, when they were writing it, they were like, what's the way we can make him really make an impact so he'll be scary?
Yeah.
Well, we keep saying the Hulk's the most powerful. Da, da, da. Well, he's already beat Thor. He's holding Thor by the hair. So he's already beat the hell out of Thor. Why don't you just show him beating the hell out of Thor? Right? And then have when the Hulk, I just feel like, and I know this is because I'm a Hulk fan.
That's not good for the kids.
But here's the thing, like you're already showing him holding Thor. He's already beat Loki up. He's beat up all the other Asgardians on the ship, obviously. Have actually show him beat up Thor instead of Hulk. When Hulk shows up, have him like transport Hulk off the ship because he don't want to deal with that. Have him be smarter than Hulk because it's like, he's a mindless dumb brute. So what if he's just?
I didn't like seeing him in. Was it Endgame where he couldn't transform? He was having.
No, that was Infinity War. And for the rest of that movie, he would not transform.
I couldn't stand that when it was.
See, by Endgame, he was Smart Hulk. So then they went Professor Smart Hulk, which was never. It's never a good move because now you've put yourself in a corner. The only thing you can do from there is have him go back to Savage at some point. But in order to do that, you got to make him a bad guy. So if we start seeing Green Hulk again at some point, they're going to push him to be a villain type who probably will turn back to good, but he'll do some villainous stuff because he's going to rage out and tear a city up or something.
I really like the Ed Norton. I like what's his face? The Hulk we had in the Avengers. What's his name again? His name.
The Hulk in Avengers.
Yeah, what's his name?
Ruffalo?
Russo. No,
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, Ruffalo.
I liked Ruffalo.
Close enough.
But the Ed Norton Hulk movie, that was a pretty good Hulk film. I enjoyed that one. With the Abomination.
So what do you guys think though? Don't you think after a while these things become a little monotonous though?
Yeah, it's time to.
I kind of like stopped watching a lot of those things. I think Theo kind of asked that question too. It's just there comes a point where it's kind of like, okay, it's been done. It was great 10 years ago, 15 years ago, etc.
They're trying to replicate.
Yeah, just come up with some new stuff, some originality. That's why, like, for me, I don't really watch a lot of newer movies because unless it's an original concept, I really don't want to see it no more. I don't want to see another remake. I don't want to see them bring this thing back to this and that, except for obviously X-Men 97. That's a little bit different. But as far as like major motion pictures, I'm not even sure if I could even really do it anymore. I mean, it's just boring now.
Original's been dead for a while now, man.
Well, there's only like a few movies that have come out that were like semi-decent. I mean, I guess if you can say that. Like that horror movie that I think it's on Netflix.
Sinister?
No, the one called I think called Talk to Me or whatever. I think it's an Australian movie.
Where they hold a hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of
that was pretty good concept.
Yeah, exactly. It was different. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah. A new thing. So I got to give props to that. Another one that I saw recently too. It came out a couple years ago. I think it was called The Barbarian. It was a little different.
That one was okay. It wasn't. Yeah, I think it was a little overhyped. Personally.
Yeah, it was. But it was a little different though. Kind of like a more, I guess you can say, somewhat of an original story, if you will.
I mean, it was different the way it went.
Yeah.
By the end, like the last 15 minutes was where the whole movie rested, and if that didn't work out, it would have not been very good. I'll tell you something that was original when it came out to me, and that was because it's the same actor, Jeepers Creepers.
Oh yeah.
When that movie came out, as far as scary movies go, we just kept getting like slasher after slasher. It was all just like, a Freddy Krueger movie would come out every so many years, then a Jason movie would come out, and then and they just go back and forth, and
Yeah.
Michael Myers, they try to revive it. And it's like all those movies sucked in the 90s, as far as I'm concerned, just my personal taste. I'm not anybody who loves those movies from the 90s, it's fine. They just kept getting campier and dumber. Like they just couldn't take it. Studio wasn't even taking the property seriously anymore. They were like, we'll just make another one. Who cares how stupid it looks or what they do or whatever. And which is fine. That usually happens. Something stays around so long, they just start making fun of itself, I guess. But when that Jeepers Creepers movie came out, I just remember being like, this is like my generation's version of like Halloween, because I was too I wasn't born when Halloween came out, but I was too young for also like Friday the 13th and stuff. The original one or two of those, I would have been too young to actually see them when they came out. It's like that was kind of the one that was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah,
you haven't really seen this. You haven't really seen this concept as far as he's not just a killer. He's not just a whatever. It's like it had a little more. They never really explored it, but it had that backstory that they did a really good job of like never giving you all the info on him. So you still were guessing by the end of the movie, like what?
Yeah, it was a trip. I remember seeing it when it first came out.
Yeah, and they leveled up. They were really smart about like first you start off, it looks like a person. Looks like a dude wearing a hat and the shotgun coat and all that stuff, and he's got that weird vehicle that's all rusty and so you're thinking like serial killer dropping bodies, blah blah. And then they level it up a little bit where you see you see something different about him. Next thing you know, he's got wings popping out. And they did that throughout the movie, a little bit here, a little bit there, until you get that full reveal at the end with his full face sticking out, almost like Predator with the mouth, claw things, whatever, and then the wings, and you're like, what? He's like a demon. He's like a full on. So that was smart storytelling. Building up to that was very smart. And a lot of movies just won't take the time to do that anymore because everything's like, get to it right now. Get to it. We got it. Right now, if they did that movie, they would just do all that in the beginning in the first 10 minutes. They would just have him completely expose who he is, what he is. They'd have somebody just read off lines that tell you exactly the history of him and everything else. And then the rest of the movie is just you watching him kill different people, whatever. And it's like,
yeah, cinema.
I can't get into it. It's too fast paced. They won't do any slow burn build up stuff. Even though when they do those movies, they always get really good critic scores and audience scores. Everybody seems to love them when they do those. But the studios are always like, we can't do that because everybody's ADHD now. We have to do everything fast paced. You got to give everything away in the first 10 or 15 minutes. I will say this about Marvel, though, to your point earlier, Leo. I'll say this about Marvel. I totally agree, and that's because they played out their original story in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
They should have, at that point, reset completely to just starting with new characters we hadn't seen, because Marvel has plenty of characters they could go to.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I think one of the issues was they didn't have X-Men available yet, and they didn't quite have all these characters in their arsenal that they could make movies out of yet, even though they were in the process of acquiring them back from Fox in that acquisition. They still had contract terms that didn't allow them to make movies. That will be the thing that they really push next. You'll go down an X-Men storyline. Yeah. They're gonna wrap up most of the Avengers stuff here coming up in these next couple of years, and in like 2028, whenever they start doing this first X-Men movie, that's when they're gonna start a whole new thing, and it'll just be like this X-Men world.
But don't you think like it's still like once again like too much, because you see like when you look at, I guess, the actual actor, I can't remember his name, Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard or whatever his name was from Star Trek, like as the original Professor X. What's his name? Hugh Jackman for the original Wolverine, and so on and so on and so on. And then now you're going to try to recast these characters 25, 26, 27 years later. Once again, it's kind of like these are classics. Let them go on, like you said, maybe something else, maybe work on X Factor, maybe work on more Image Comics, maybe Grifter or Pit or Bad Rock or whatever it is, characters that we were not really exposed to at all, but yet also have original concepts, original themes, versus like the same stuff like over and over and over. Because I remember too, like growing up and when all these big movies were coming out, say like when The Matrix first came out, like everybody looked forward to that, going to these movies at that time. It was like, okay, you had like 2 or 3 big movies per year and you wanted to see them. So whether you were in high school, whether you were in college, or whether you with your family, whatever, like at least in my family, we would go like in groups. So my grandma had like I think she on my mom's side had like 14 or 15 kids. So I have like 1,000 cousins or whatever, right?
That's a theater right
So,
there.
um, but we would go like to all these movies when they came out like, as a big family, and yeah, we would basically like get a good portion of the theater, but it was fun. Sometimes we would all wear the same shirt or whatever it
Hmm.
was coming out, and we would
Hmm.
go. And now it's like there's not really anything that kind of sparks that interest because it's been done already before, and they're just basically regurgitating the same thing over and over and over.
Hmm.
And so that's why I
I will
guess
say
from my
I'm gonna
perspective,
play. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Not that I feel this way because I don't. I'm not really sure how I feel. I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of in this blasé period with film. It's actually to the point where I've gone back and I've just started watching old movies and working my way up the timeline because I never watched a lot of them. If you
mhm,
really think about what movies you've watched in your lifetime, most people haven't gone back and watched some of the original movies that kicked off cinema.
yeah,
If you haven't watched original movies, back when movies were
like
still black and white, back when they not necessarily silent movies, which although you could watch those too, but when they started having dialogue and the way that they used to film and the way they used to have to do things in a very creative way, just like I was talking about earlier, when you don't have the ability to just go to visual effects, you have to come up with a way. Just like Star Wars.
mhm,
Star Wars was such a big hit for multiple reasons. One of the
yeah,
biggest reasons, though, was they created the visual effects industry at that time.
ex-
They basically revolutionized visual effects, not just visual effects, audio effects too. A lot of people don't even remember that. They created not only um, new visual effects ways, new ways to use models, new ways to shoot things that are flying and make them look realistic against backdrops. The title screens that they used were all manual. Somebody's actually running those across the screen. Like that's not digital. That's not on a computer back then. You know what I mean? It's
but
like
that's
people don't
what
even think
makes
about
them
stuff
so
like that.
great, though. When you
Yeah,
look at it
right,
like that, these are
right. It's
legendary
innovative.
films
It's
that can never be
innovative.
replicated, can never be done
Right,
again. So like, let it rest and let's
right.
go on to something else now.
So then here's my devil's advocate part because I do agree with you for the most part. I don't, as a comic book fan, think they did X Men correctly the first time in movie form. I was always underwhelmed even when they first came out because I would have been what was that 2000 or 99 2000 2001 some whenever that first X-Men came out.
Yeah.
I didn't not like it, but always looked at it as an Elseworlds.
Hmm.
I didn't like the fact that they were scared to use costumes. I didn't like the fact that some of the characters really didn't act like their counterparts in the comics, or they were
Hmm.
like, I'll give you an example. Rogue is really supposed to be Kitty Pryde, but they basically combined those two characters into Rogue in those
Hmm.
first X-Men movies because Rogue never had that relationship with Wolverine in the comics. That's not a thing.
Hmm.
That's just slapping another character in a character. So you have a lot of characters that really weren't done justice. If you ever followed X-Men stuff, originally,
Hmm.
even from the cartoon, they didn't follow any of that either. I mean, they just pulled out. I'm thinking of X2. They pulled out Brian Cox. Who is he playing? Stryker. Stryker is nobody in the comics. Like Stryker was never a big part of the comics. He wasn't a huge part of that animated series. He was never one of the big characters. And I don't know if it's because he was easier to do because he's just a human. So that's easier to do. He
Hmm.
doesn't really have powers. You don't have to do a lot of visual effects because they want to spend their money on other places like Magneto or whatever. But it's like,
Hmm.
why choose these certain characters that really have no effect on the universe? So I do feel like I would like to see a representation that's closer to the roots of the
Yeah.
character. Just like this. If they let's put it like this. Let's say you read Superman for most of your childhood comics, right? And you were like, oh, they're going to do a Superman movie. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm going to be the biggest fan ever. And then he was,
Hmm.
and then and you were reading these comics. Let's say in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. And you got a picture in your head. You know what he acts like and all that. And then what comes out is let's just say it was Man of Steel, that movie, but he's only wearing a black suit the whole time, black and gray, which is only a suit he uses in the comics to basically build power after he dies. He only uses it to try to build back power up. It's actually a weaker Superman when he's in the black suit, which the movies have completely reversed for some reason. just because they think it looks cooler, I guess. But imagine that was the only version. Imagine that was the only version you got of it, and you were like, and then they did 3 of them, and just kept following that version, all 3, and you're like, this isn't really the version I know, and it's not really the original version that was like the best of that version, because it doesn't really fit the original like material, or not even the original material from the first issue, but like kind of the amalgamation of all the issues where, you know, like, this is the character, this is the heart of the character, this is what they wear, this is what they look like, this is how they act. I think that it might be a good enough reason for them to redo X-Men for me, but not necessarily keep going down this Avengers tunnel, because Avengers in the comics was never a huge seller.
Yeah.
Because Avengers always has like it's always like, okay, we get a universal threat or a world threat. We got to get a bunch of superheroes that don't work together on teams to get together and fight it. And that's your issue. And you might get 3 or 4 issues out of that, and then sales drop. Because what are they doing next? They're only coming together to fight the biggest, baddest, whatever. It's hard to carry that on and have more stories out of it. It's just there hasn't been that many Avenger stories, like good arcs, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the hammer will fall, and that's an area we need to improve on, is originality. We mentioned it. I don't know where I mentioned it.
You're not going to have originality as long as corporate IP is the name of the game in movies. You're only going to get it from low budget independent film. I'm telling you, because that's where it came from originally. You have to think of most originality. Like the 70s was a big time for originality and people just taking chances on movies.
Yeah,
most of those that came out cheap and independent, because studios weren't making movies and putting them out.
I'm gonna wait for Toy Story to be released, and when that's out, then I will give online my wrath. But
isn't that kind of the same thing though?
No.
Isn't that kind of just Disney, the biggest of the biggest of the IP hounds, just redoing an IP or whatever? Are they going to do a live action version of every animated movie they've ever done? Is that their goal?
Whole other kind of work.
They're going to do a live action Toy Story, John. You know they're going to do it.
On ice. Statue Kingdom says, just tuning in, congrats on the Sideshow Wolverine. He looks impressive. Yeah, huge congrats to you guys with the Wolverine. Came out stunning. I think we could put a bow on it here. Appreciate you guys hanging out and unboxing again. I think
thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Open door. Are you kidding? Appreciate you guys, and shout out to Dilbert for the.
Thanks, Dilbert.
Everything arrived, no issues.
Yeah, man, everything's good.
And Sideshow, pat on the back. Sideshow's killing it this year again.
Yeah.
They're doing well. So.
Do you think that might be a potentially statue of the year? That Wolverine. I know it's still early, but
was it delivering last year or only started delivering this year?
We gotta look at the.
I can't remember
the
stats.
Yeah, this year. I think it started in January.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. I think with the amount of pieces Sideshow's putting forward that's going to be released by the end of the year, there's going to be a ton to choose from. So I think it's way
I'd have to look at it. I can't even remember what all's come out. They've just released so much stuff.
But Friday we're going to be doing our Prime 1 showcase celebration. So it's almost here. Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Has that Obi-Wan come out yet?
Yes, the Mythos.
Was it this year?
It was this year.
Do we know?
Yeah.
I would put that up there in the top 3 personally, but that's, you know.
I think that Vader.
And I don't even collect the Star Wars. Sure. I don't even collect the Star Wars line, but I would. Yeah. There's something about that piece.
That's a nice piece. Yeah,
it works. It just works. And I like both portraits too. Like they're both winners.
That's true. Forgot about that.
So yeah, Friday we'll be doing the Prime 1 showcase, our party. So come hang out with us, grab some snacks, grab some food, and let's hang out. I'm gonna kick it off at 8 p.m. Eastern. It only starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, but you know everyone's gonna trickle in, find their seats, and have some fun. So we'll see you there.
Yep.
Well, yeah. All right, guys. Well, happy Wednesday evening. Hope you have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you Friday.
Take care.
Take care, everyone. Peace.
Do we have an outro? course we have an outro. This is-
Collect responsibly.
Collect responsibly. Do we even say that?
Responsibly.
Collect responsibly. I've been looking at these Pokemon cards lately. Very collecting.
Oh my
very
God.
irresponsibly. But that is.
Dude,
We'll talk about it.
this is something I don't get. I don't understand it at all.
Oh,
That's
it's
just
dangerous. It's dangerous.
I know
That
I'm like in
itch-
the minority. I know I'm
that
in the minority.
Yeah, I was
itch-
never into that stuff.
Oh,
Never into Pokemon.
that itch of the hunt. Oh, you want to hunt? I feel like Craven at
Wow.
this point. All right, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah.